So the first trailer for... Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Yes, the first trailer for Alien Covenant is out, and oh god. Alright, look, first a little bit of background. I was actually kind of excited about this movie. Thinking on it now, I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm going to be coming out with my top anticipated movies of 2017 soon. That was on the list, and you know what? Right now, I got an empty space to fill. I got to see if there's anything else I want to put there, because it's not on the list now. Now, I guess before I get too much into this, a little bit of background with me. I love the Alien franchise. I love the first one. I love Aliens. I think Alien 3 is good, and would have been very good if not for that initial sin of killing Hicks and Newt, which really does taint the whole thing. The fourth Alien movie is kind of a fascinating failure. Actually, I'm even kind of a sucker for Alien vs. Predator. But when it comes to Prometheus, which was the immediate predecessor to this, I actually think better on it than a lot of people. It is a deeply flawed movie on a very fundamental level, but I think it had a lot of potential. It had a lot of really good ideas, and I was looking forward to the sequel because I liked where it left off. I mean, it leaves with Noomi Rapace's character with a head of an android in tow, going off to find and confront the creators of the human race. Think about that for a second. That's Roy Batty's story from Blade Runner. Yes, I want that. Now, I love Ridley Scott. I think he is a brilliant director, but he really needs good material to work with, and unfortunately, he doesn't always seem to have a great sense of what is good material. But we know he can still direct great movies. He directed The Martian only a couple years ago, which was brilliant. But my concerns first went up with the name change, because this originally was, of course, going to be Prometheus 2, and now it's being made as Alien Covenant. Now, when that first happened, I got a little bit concerned, not only because it appeared to bump Neil Blomkamp's in-process Alien 5 that was being worked on, but also just because that made it sound like they were going to distance it from Prometheus, and I don't like that. Like I said, there's a lot of problems with Prometheus, and I'm not going to argue that there aren't, but where it left off, the world that it built, I wanted to see the next step in that story. Now, this trailer comes out, there is no sign of Noomi Rapace anywhere, and we see Michael Fassbender, but he's got a head attached, which to me says it's probably just another version of the David android. So in my mind, if we get those characters in this movie at all, they're probably going to pull a Luke in The Force Awakens, where they get talked about for a while and maybe show up at the very end. And that's not what I wanted their story, because if you're not going to tell their story, all that you can do is do what every sequel since Aliens has done, which is to retread the same thing. Now, Aliens was the only one that got away with it because it shifted genres from horror to action, and it made it bigger, and it gave us more to explore. Now, Prometheus tried to give us more to explore. It hinted at it, didn't quite get there. A follow to Prometheus could have continued to expand that world and given us the bigger version of what Prometheus gave us. Do the upping in the way that Aliens upped from Alien. They seem to just be going back to, and we made a horror slasher movie in space. Now, I'm not against a horror slasher movie in space. I love a good horror slasher movie in space, but Alien is the default definitive slasher movie in space, and I don't need another one. Like, there was nothing about this that clicked for me. It just, the whole thing read generic and blank. I mean, there were a couple of like little tiny moments that were like, okay, that looks fine, but again, it doesn't look any better or any more original than anything else the entire franchise has already done. I just came away feeling, and I tweeted this out if you follow me on Twitter, @CouncilOfGeeks, that I said, I came away just thinking, this is a waste of so many talented people's time. It's a waste of Ridley Scott's time. The guy's getting up there in age. He needs to be focusing on better projects than this. It's a waste of Michael Fassbender's time. It's a waste of great production design and great cinematography, because it looks good, but it's a good-looking thing we've seen, and not only like seen once before, but we've seen repeatedly many times at this point. And that just leaves me with a feeling it's going to be a waste of our time as audience members. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say at this point. I mean, it probably wouldn't bug me if I didn't know that Ridley Scott was the one directing this. Like I said, he's better than this. If all they wanted to do was retread Alien again, they could have gotten any number of journeyman directors, of hack directors, of up-and-coming directors to do this. You don't need to be wasting Ridley Scott's time with this junk. And here's another thing of concern. Prometheus, as not great as it was, had a brilliant marketing and fantastic trailers, and they got you pumped. So if that not so great movie they could sell so well, and this, they can't even sell it decently. That doesn't feel like a positive equation. But in any case, you seen this trailer yet? Odds are you have. What'd you think about it? Whatever your thoughts were, drop something down in the comments and let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check me out on Twitter at Council of Geeks. Check out the Council of Geeks podcast available on iTunes and Stitcher. And until next time, this council is adjourned.